So here we are back with the Farmall Cub. The plate's kind of worn. I believe this is a 52. Still runs, still works, except that started having issues with ignition. Had to put a new battery in, and after adjusting, it ran good, but it wanted to lop a lot instead of idle, and I'm not sure when all of these valves are adjusted. I went through last time adjusting them all based on screwdriver in the port, trying to determine where TDC is on each one of these cylinders, and trying to do that by hand was kind of a pain. I eventually found a replica hand starter so that I can actually turn the crank over. And it locks in one position. And did that for all four. Tighten them based on the service manual for lash on all of them. New plugs, new wires, new coil. This was converted to 12 volt by my father. This tractor was my grandfather's for a long time. It did a lot of work out here, tending a big field, big garden, not really a field. It's probably an acre or so, and upgraded to 12 volt to run 12 volt accessories. I've got new lights for it and some other parts. The carburetor was removed. I put a rebuild kit in it, and everything else works. The clutch needs to be adjusted. The gearbox wants to grab a little bit, so I've got to get down under there at some point and adjust that lever. But before then, we got to get this thing running again properly. Started digging through the service book, and every person that I've reviewed, finding the alignment on the pulley, the crank pulley, has the entire front of the tractor off, which I can't see. And I noticed, which I did not see in the book, that there is a pointer. There's a metal pointer screwed to the case right there. See if I can get over there without a shadow. There we go. And there's two notches on the side of the pulley. Right now it's a little bit on the retarded side. There's two. I'm assuming the first one's TDC and the second one is like 10 degrees past or something like that. But I'm going to go back based on that. Start with number 1, 2, 3, and 4 in order, and adjust the lash on all these valves again. Review the wiring diagram again, because the firing order is like 1, 3, 2, 4. It's on here. 1, 3. Where is it? 1, 3, 4, 2. 1, 3, 4, 2 is the firing order. And the cap, the distributor cap, will only go on one way. There is a key on it. So new cap, new rotor. Pretty much everything's new over here for ignition. I'm gonna try to get it running before I leave this weekend. Maybe we take it for a spin around the yard. These are not the easiest plugs to get in and out of. A little bit deeper socket, things would be a lot different. I have a limited toolkit here. Angled. That's on exhaust stroke, right? Nope, that's intake. That's compression, because there's top dead center right there on number 1. And you can tell, bring you guys around, show you this. It's a combination header. So you have at the bottom, you have your oil bath, intake oil bath. You put like bar chain oil on it, it's really thick. Air comes up, and actually it comes from the top. Goes down, opens, slows velocity, fast velocity, slow velocity. Stuff falls out. My battery's about to go dead. And that gets trapped in the oil. And then you have inlet, carburetor, mixture up into these 1, 2, 1, 2. And then your exhaust comes out the top here. So basically the inner 2 here are intake, the outer 2 are exhaust. Inner 2 here are intake, and outer 2 are exhaust. Pretty crazy. Let me charge my battery. Alright, so I got all the valve lashes checked. 0.014, 14 thousandths of an inch. Warm. Obviously it's not warm, so I made it just a little bit looser, just so it drug a little bit on the feeler gauge, but not a ton. Double checked with it at TDC based on the pointer, where number 1 is on the cap, on the distributor. 1342 firing order around, plugged in that way. Let's turn the fuel on and see if it'll start. Choke. Let's make sure we got fire. Spark should be good. I may have to go plug up a check for it. Grab a spark checker. Got spark on number 1. There's something going on with the fuel in the carb. So I think next I'll drain it. Small drain bolt on the side. is ½ inch. Okay. I think the float's stuck because there's nothing coming out. Try and let that bowl drain out, clear up a little bit. Got all the crap in that. So the float needle was stuck, and with some carb cleaner, I pulled the fuel line out, flushed everything out, squirted some carb clean up into the drain, and actually heard it go up into the bowl, into the overflow area of the bowl where the drain tube comes out, and was able to tap it and get it to actually start flowing fuel out. So we have fuel in the carburetor now. We have spark, so if the timing wheel is right, the timing gear is in the right position, and this is, as far as I know, has not been taken apart since it was built. The only thing it could be that if it's still not working is, again, the valve lash, and I have it wrong again. So let's see what happens. Throttle. Doesn't like throttle. Full pressure good. Not happy. Well, now that the head's hot, I'm going to go back and adjust valve lash again and see if any of them are off. Maybe that's contributing to it not wanting to take fuel, but I have a feeling it's that carburetor again. I may be behind just buying a new one. It's a Zenith carburetor. They're not cheap, so there's not much to them. There's one jet in there. There's a fuel metering jet down the middle, and then there's a adjustment mix here for the idle. So I don't know. Lots of iron still on these engines. I'm not that familiar with it. But as simple as they are, you know, the thing still runs. Made in '52. General service. It'll idle, so I can probably pull it out in the yard if I need to, but there's not enough revs there to actually drive it around, so we have to do a little more work on it. Stay tuned.